Assalamualaikum Wr.Wb. Hello guys, let me introduce myself. My name is WENY EKA Maulidya, with student number is 19032110006 and 5. I'm from the Class of Agribusiness Study Program, Faculty of Agriculture, Trunojoyo Madura University. In here, I will explain about the flow of the Murabahah, Salam, Isthisna, Qard, Rahn, and Wadiah contract. This video is meant to fulfill the final exam from Syariah, Ekonomi, and Business. Okay, let me show this video and enjoy it, guys. Okay, now the first is Murabahah. Murabahah is a sale and purchase agreement between the bank and the customer. After the Murabahah contract itself, the first is the customer submits an application for purchasement of goods, and the bank makes observation regarding the eligibility of the customer. Second, if the customer's request is accepted, the bank conducts a credit sale and purchase transaction with the customer. The third, customer pays a down payment. The rest will be paid in an installment over the time frame set by the bank. And next, the bank buys goods to the dealer in cash, and so that it is directly delivered to the customer. Then after the goods are sent, the customer is obligated to pay installment to the bank. And finally, the bank benefits from the difference between the dealer price and the customer price. And then Assalam. Assalam is a sale and purchase transaction with the order system, where delivery of goods is not directly at the time of ordering, but is delayed at a certain time that has been agreed upon by both parties. Assalam is divided into namely simple Assalam and parallel Assalam. The flow of Assalam is simple, namely the first time the consumer of or Muslim place an order with the specification of the desired good in terms of shape, size, material, and so on. The second, consumer or Muslim negotiated and accompanied by a Salam contract with the seller or Muslimilaih to find agreement. Third, the consumer or Muslim makes payment for the order in advance after finding an agreement between the two parties to trace greetings. Next, the seller or Muslim performs production according to orders from consumer or Muslims. Finally, the seller or Muslim should send the goods producer or order to the buyer of Muslim according to the agreed date in the beginning. And next is related to parallel Assalam, where the flow of the first parallel Assalam contract is that the bank as buyer or Muslim place an order for goods with the specification of the desired goods. Then the negotiation the Salam contract with the seller or Muslimilaih as the producer. Both banks as buyer or Muslim make payments to seller as producer when both parties have reached an agreement for a Salam transaction. The third buyer or Muslim in this case is the customer who placed an order according to this wishes with the specification of the good order, and negotiation and makes a greeting agreement with the bank as the seller. Furthermore, the buyer or Muslim in this case in the consumer making payments to the bank as the seller after agreeing to carry out the Salam transaction. Then the seller or Muslim al-Ilahi in this case in the producer appointed by the bank, sending the goods or Muslim fee ordered by the customer or buyer or Muslim to the bank as the buyer. Finally, the bank as the seller or Muslim Ilahi send the goods to the customer as the buyer or Muslim. Okay, next is Isthisna. Isthisna is a sale and purchase contract in the form of an order for the manufacture of certain goods with certain criteria and condition agreed upon between the buyer or mustahni and the seller or shani. Isthisna is divided into two, namely simple Isthisna and parallel Isthisna. Regarding the flow of the simple Isthisna contract, the buyer or mustahni purchase a custom cupboard from the manufacturer. When the buyer has ordered a custom cupboard in accordance with the desired specification, that there will be negotiation and Isthisna contract. In the negotiation and Isthisna contract, we will discuss prelit codes, such as a specification of the desired codes. The payment system are paid in advance in the installment, and in the end, then the producer will produce the goods according to what the buyer wants. When the goods are finished, the producer will send the goods to buyer, and the buyer will receive the goods. Okay, next is the Isthisna parallel contract scheme. In the picture, it can be seen that there are two dotted lines. The blue dotted line is a first Isthisna, while the red dotted line is a second Isthisna. The flow in is the first Isthisna, where the customer goes to the Islamic bank to order the manufacture of goods in the form of a house. Then process to step 1, namely the negotiation and contract stage between the customer and the Islamic bank. When the customer has negotiated, then he enters that second Isthisna stage, namely the Islamic bank will order a house from the producer, and here there will be negotiation and the Isthisna contract. Then when the Islamic bank has negotiation and is going with the producer, the back to the first is Isthisna, namely is stage 2. The customer will pay for the house with an agreed payment system, or paid in advance in installment, or paid at the end. When stage 2B has been carried out, the process to the second on Isthisna, where the Islamic bank will pay the house to the producer and is generally paid in cash. When the stage 2A and 2B have been carried out, the process to stage 3A, namely the producer will be the goods to the customer, signs the order item in-house. What is given to the customer is the building and proof of ownership. Meanwhile, the documents of proof of ownership will be sent to the Islamic bank. Next is a Qard. Qard is a loan agreement that must be returned in the same amount and within the agreed time. The explanation regarding the flow of the first Qard contract is the bank and customer enter into a financing agreement with the Qard contract. Then the bank provides 1000% capital to the customer or entrepreneur who has the skills and is funds manager. Furthermore, the customer conducts business activities with the profit that is obtained 100% belongs to the customer, and the bank gets 100 return on the business capital. Okay, next is Rahn. The Rahn contract is to hold the borrower's property as collateral for the loan he received. The party holding it gets a guarantee to take back all or part of the debt. In the Rahn contract, the customer or Rahn pledges the goods to the bank or murtahid. Then the bank asks the pawned goods to determine the amount of financing that can be obtained by the customer, and the customer then gets financing according to the agreement. And then Wadiah. Wadiah is a pure deposit from one party to another. Wadiah contracts are divided into types, namely Wadiah Amanah and Wadiah Damanah. The explanation regarding the flow of the first Wadiah Amanah contract is that the church or muwaddi performs a Wadiah Amanah contract with the interested party or mustauda. Then the custodian will give the goods to be deposited. However, as a service from storage and custodian price, this usually happen in Islamic banks on safe deposit box products. Next is related to the Wadiah Damanah contract, where the flow of the contract from the first Wadiah Damanah is that the custodian or muwaddi performs the Wadiah Damanah contract with the interested party or mustauda. Next, the depositor will deposit the goods, and the trusted party or mustauda may take advantage of the goods or asset deposit. For example, by making a business. Furthermore, the result of the business will be shared with the trust, and a service for storage the custodian pays. This usually happens in the Islamic bank on safe deposit box products. Okay, it's all about explanation regarding the flow of the contract of Murabahah, Salam, Isthisna, Qard, and Rahn, and Wadiah. To fulfill my final exam, for more or less I apologize. Thank you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.